Holy presence. We just thank you for allowing us another opportunity to just be in the land of the living. And Father, we ask today that you would just be in the midst, bless this meeting today, bless our officials and employees, bless our guests and their households. Father, we just ask you to continue to bless Brown County and the United States of America. We ask these blessings in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Justin.
Rhonda the Prairie gets a little. He'll be all right. We got you 6 here.
I can hear you saying that. All right, good. Well, up close again. Good morning. This is part item number 3, where I recognize any special guests and make any presentations. This morning we have our first responder, our quarterly presentation. So we're ready to present those. Ron, do you want to say anything or?
Don't make me cry.
I shouldn't ask him if he wants to say anything.
You should never ask.
Well, the prayer's already been done, so we're covered there. Judge Lily, thank you. And introductory comments initially. This award has been initiated last year, 2021, by Judge Lily. And through his vision and his creative way of thinking to recognize and to encourage those who need recognition. And we at North Lake Community Church know that you were behind this vision of putting all this together. And as I said to our church yesterday, this is not political. This is about recognizing people who deserve to be loved and appreciated and valued. And so we bring a bunch, 14 from our church today. And we've got 2 recipients, as you well know, but we'd like for you to go ahead and present what you have, and then we'll follow up with their gifts from our church.
Absolutely.
And so very special, and especially in light of the one who's being named the responder of the year for last year. So
Absolutely. Well, I have a special place in my heart. I wore a uniform for 30 years, so I know what that's like. So I wanted to create this award just exactly as the pastor said, just to say a special thank you. I know it's not much, but it's the very least that we can do. So first, I'm going to do our first responder of the year last year, and that's because his family and all is here, and this is going to Christopher Saunders. And if y'all want to come on up.
this is his widow, Marcia, and her brother, Timothy Aldridge. And Becky Campy, representing Sheriff Hill from the Brown County Sheriff's Office. Becky, would you come to the front, please? Of course, Becky is over the corrections part of the Sheriff's Office and does a fabulous job there. So.
Yes. And so let me read this, and I apologize, my eyes are a little blurry this morning. Christopher Saunders was hired in November 29, 2019 as a jailer for the Brown County Sheriff's Office. Chris was a hardworking and dedicated employee. Chris was always willing to help out and come in anytime needed. In August 2021, Chris was exposed to the COVID-19 virus while performing his official duties as a jailer. Chris unfortunately lost his battle and passed from the virus September 24th, 2021. Christopher was a good man and a true hero in our eyes. He never had any second thoughts about the risks and dangers that he was exposed to as a result of his duties. His first priority was always the safety of his inmates, co-workers, and the public. May his dedication to Brown County never be forgotten. And for these, I'll read this to you. To all whom these presents shall come, greetings. Upon the recommendation of the Office of Emergency Management, be it known that this first responder of the year 2021 commendation is presented to Mr. Christopher Allen Saunders of the Brown County Sheriff's Office in recognition of his outstanding contributions to providing for the public safety of the citizens of Brown County. Signed by me.
Judge Linda, before we make the presentation, again, Becky Cappy representing Sheriff Hill. I know she has a few comments.
Absolutely. I was going to call on you next.
I can't talk much because I'll break down, but she knows how I feel. We've become really close and really good friends, and the service that our first responders do, our jailers, our deputies, our EMS, fire, it should never be forgotten and go unnoticed because they are always on the front lines, and I appreciate it. The sheriff appreciates it, so thank you.
And then from our church.
Marcia, if you'll go for taking pictures.
Oh,
sorry.
Judge Linda, come in there, please.
From our church, we have a gift of love too.
Thank you.
And I've already given them prayer bracelets. Okay, we love you guys. God bless you.
And Marcia, and Timothy, and Judge Lily, and Becky, that's a $100 gift card from United that has been underwritten by A.W. and Doris Allen in our church. And they live in Banks, and they say thank you to you and your husband for his faithful service.
Amen. Another one.
We're a church of Kleenexes.
I'm surprised I was able to keep dry eyes. All right, well, the next one is our first responder of the, my eyes are terrible. The first part of the year, they were fine until I get up this morning. I guess there's something in the air, but this one is, well, let me just read it. To all whom these presents shall come also, greetings. On the recommendation of the Office of Emergency Management, be it known that the first responder commendation is presented to in this term. Is it Alea?
Yeah.
I got that right.
You did, good job.
Miss Alea Bowden, who is a paramedic for lifeguard ambulance.
EMT. I'm in my medic right
She's
now.
in her paramedic school. So this is one we definitely want to keep close to.
Yeah.
Especially with my medical problems in the past. I may need to get your truck on speed. In recognition of her outstanding contributions to providing for the public safety of the citizens of Brown County.
Thank you.
Judge Linda, my wife has some personal expressions in terms of that recommendation that we've sent on her behalf. So Elaine,
And I'm gonna try not to cry.
Don't make me cry. She put the queen.
This young lady and her partner, Bo, who is not with us, who has moved to a place I used to live as a child, Corpus Christi. The morning that I called lifeguard, when my mother collapsed, God brought two little angels, two special angels, and I have one hero, and his name is Jesus. But he has a lot of heroic people following because of his example for us, for what he did. And that day, these two were very special. And Alea went beyond to help me. And when we finally got my mother revived a little bit, she finally came to, she said, "I want a hamburger." And Alea laughed because she said she must smell the hamburger that I had just eaten for lunch. And so as we processed, and they did not take her to the hospital because my mother had a DNR and did not wish to go in hospital, was full of COVID at that time. Alea helped me get my mother in bed. And she had an accident in her pants. And when we put her in bed, Alea helped me very graciously to clean her up. And I thought that was above and beyond what usually happens. And I was very blessed by that. You just do not know how much that blessed me. And then to know that the next morning when my mother passed, that God sent those same two people back. That touched me.
Yeah, it was. We were about to do shift change. It was God, and so we got it just at the right time to go. So
the two votes were about to skedaddle. You could have got someone else, but.
I know,
but
because they knew
Yeah.
exactly
You
what
did
had
it.
happened the day before. And so we didn't have to go through a repeat and go through all
Yeah.
the stuff. And
We
so
heard the address.
we were
and
grateful
let's
for
go.
everybody that came out that morning, because I was going to have eye surgery that morning and she had passed. and
Your daughter was
I couldn't-
there.
So my daughter was there. So it was a beautiful thing. God orchestrated the whole thing. So this is from us at North Lake.
Thank you.
And a prayer bracelet made by one of our precious ladies at our church. Okay. And so God bless you and thank you. We're praying for your success
Thank you.
in the future.
Yeah. I'll go to school.
All right, Judge Lilly, in closing, again, thank you for your leadership in this appropriate and worthwhile recognition. But as chaplains in Brown County and under your leadership in the Office of Emergency Management, a big thanks to Daryl Johnston, who leads us as chaplains in Brown County. And also that was your concept of putting that together and moving that forward. And we're an active group now
Yes, sir.
and doing a lot of things. So again, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good day.
North Lake, want to get pictures of all y'all.
How do you spell her name?
You got it. I'll give you a couple. Here.
All right, item number 4 is citizens' comments. I don't have anyone signed up. Does anyone out in the audience have any comments on an item not on the agenda? Item number 5 is consideration approval of minutes from January 4th, from our Commissioners Court meeting, January 4th, 2022. I believe you got those by email.
I make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Yeah. I have a motion and a second by Mr. Worley. Any further discussion? All in favor? Carries unanimous. Four minutes present. Okay, for the auditor. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Item number 6, consideration approval of any treasurer auditor's report. So we have one today.
Excuse me. It's for the month ending December 31, 2021. And I think everybody has a report in front of them. Commissioners Court states that the requirements of subsection C of section 114.026 of the Texas Local Government Code have been met. The treasurer and auditor have submitted a report to the Commissioners Court for December 31, 2021. Court has compared and examined the report and has approved it in the minutes. Attached to this affidavit is a true and correct copy of the report, including a report of the cash and other assets in the custody of the county treasurer at the time of our examination in the amount of $16,460,162.77. And I'll move to approve this affidavit for the month ending December 31, 2021.
Second. I think we have a motion and a second to approve the affidavit. Jennifer, Ann, you know, any comments before we pass it?
No,
All right, so any further discussion? All in favor? Carries unanimous. Item number 8A is an add-on. It is Commissioner Skelton, consideration approval of any possible action regarding the burn ban.
Well, I just think the burn ban is currently on, and I don't see a reason to take it off if we get it rain.
I think it needs to stay in place myself.
Okay, so item number 8A is going to have no action. Lisa isn't here this week. We switched her to coming every other week. What I'm referring to is item 8D, Lisa Dick, our health department administrator. I do have the latest figures in front of us, though. Looks like we have, as we expected after the holidays, we have a spike in our active cases. They are now at 598 active cases in the county, with a considerable spike in our hospitalization. We have 16, and unfortunately, we have hit 200 deaths since this all began as a result of or indirectly related to COVID. The average age of those who passed is 66, and it looks like, well, it doesn't have the total vaccination amount. Last time I talked to her, it was still under 40% of our population have been vaccinated. Item number 8, C as in Charles, is, well, I saw him, oh, there he is. Larry, come on up. Is Larry Franks, the elections administrator. He'd like for consideration and possible approval to dispose of the hard voting equipment, which we discussed last week.
Morning.
Come here. Come on, baby. I'll bring your attention to section 7.3. And it's actually the next to last sentence. This is the kicker. Starting with client. Client will have no authority or right to copy, reproduce, modify, sell, license, or otherwise transfer any rights in any proprietary property of Hart. And further in the paragraph, it refers to the equipment, the software, and everything. The new contract that we just signed for the new equipment has this same, not exact same language, but basically the same language that says the equipment and the software is proprietary. It's almost like we're leasing the equipment. I don't want to say lease because that's not what it is. We actually purchased. We have no right to do anything with the equipment other than election. Any questions?
I'm too ashamed about that. We talked about that a little bit the other day.
Yeah.
And I brought y'all copies earlier. I brought you more sections. Is that the same thing?
And I mean, I still think that Commissioner Kelton is technically correct. If there was any value in the machines without the proprietary software, we would have the right to do what we want to with those machines. I don't know if there's any value in the machines without the software.
Well, I would agree to that. Probably without software, there is no value to the machines. Once again, they say they will take the machines and they will destroy the machines.
That is correct, sir.
And they will verify that to us.
That is correct, sir.
Because I sure feel bad if we give it back to them and they end up somewhere else again.
I understand, they will destroy us. Mainly because in 4 years anyway, they're gonna be useless, period. It has to be by December 2026. Everybody in Texas has to have paper verifiable ballots. And these do not produce that.
Well, I've always wanted a paper verifiable ballot anyway, but I thought there might be another state somewhere that would. But I don't know. I just hate to see that much value or that much money spent. Turn around, they're gonna go. Thought there was some value in that, but
Unfortunately,
maybe there is no value in that to anybody.
from what I understand, they have a drill press that has like 6 or 8 drills, and they just destroy the equipment.
Okay. So,
You could get a camera to do it.
so your suggestion is to let Hart just take those back.
That is correct, sir.
I think to answer some of your questions, Commissioner, the Hart machines that we purchased, these we declared surplus and we're sending back, are specifically made for Texas, and they wouldn't be viable for any other state.
I don't understand that part,
Well,
They have to go
they're-
not only
but
through
the
the
software maybe just take that.
election commission, the federal EAC, Election Administration Commission, but they also had to go through the Secretary of State testing. So they had to be designed for Texas. Like you said.
Good enough. Okay, well, I won't beat that horse anymore then. So I guess then we have to take an action here of some sort.
Correct, sir.
And your suggestion is to allow Art to take those back for disposal.
That is correct, sir.
We don't have any choice.
And it's gonna be the same way in 6 to 10 years when we get rid of the new equipment that we're getting tomorrow.
Mhm. Yeah, well, it's definitely not worn out. It's just they're gonna change the game once again. However, so I guess I'll make a motion to allow Hart to dispose and destroy the current voting equipment.
From it.
Second. We have a motion and a second to return the equipment to Hart. Any further questions or comments? All in favor? Carries unanimous.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Larry.
Anybody wants to come tomorrow, they're gonna deliver the new equipment, you know, come see it.
Keep champagne bottle with Christmas.
All right, item number 8, D as in David, is the sheriff's office. And Becky is here representing the sheriff. Consideration and possible approval to open and review the Brown County commissary proposal.
So we've received 2. It went out, it was advertised at the beginning of December. And we received 2 RFPs back. So I'm just requesting, I have one, and they met the deadline, which was, I believe, 29th of January by 5 p.m. They had to be in. I mean, December 20th, did I say January? December 29th. We have one from Keepy Group, and then we have one from Lone Star Commissary, and I don't have a 9. They don't want to carry one in the bill.
That's all right. Before you open them, I need a motion to commit the court to start the numbers. How it was.
Those are commissary, bids for commissary.
I'll make a motion to open and review the proposals.
I'll second. All in favor? Any further discussion? Just still formality because of the way it was worded.
I'm just gonna cut them for you, that's all.
Thank you.
Let's see, the whole ceremony on that here.
Our audience sure cleared out fast.
Well, this is such exciting work.
I'd also like to request from the court if I could take them back, so the sheriff and Captain Carter and myself to review and compare the proposals, and then I'll put it back on the agenda, before the court to approve, one of the companies.
You don't know nobody doing it.
And this company right here, which we guess we need to make announce who they are.
Okay, this is gonna be Keepy Group. Keepy, Keefe.
But they provided multiple, all
Yeah.
look like the same
I
thing.
think I requested that they had 4 copies. And there's 4 in there.
There you go.
And then this one is gonna be Lone Star.
Lone Star
Commissary.
and the other one's Keepy Group.
Yes.
AEDFE.
And then there's 4 copies in here. Do you want me to leave the court a copy of each? Or,
I need one.
okay. All I request is that it does not be released for proprietary reasons.
Keep them, and then we'll.
And then when they're approved, I'll record.
What y'all want anyway.
All right. And then I will put it back on the agenda, either for next week or the week after.
Okay, now that they've been opened, I'm going to wait for it. Do we have a motion to allow her to accept and review these?
Make motion to allow her to accept it and to review, evaluate the bid of the 2 companies.
Yeah, and then they'll come back and make a recommendation.
Yes.
That's the motion.
All right, I'll second. All in favor? I know we gotta get.
I'm sorry, I'm confused, but
What item is that?
the item said approval to accept it.
And review.
No,
Yeah, it does.
we're not accepting.
Item E, we're not doing.
That's what
We don't-
the
we don't need that.
Agenda said.
The first one is opening, and that's what
The
you
first
just
says
did.
open and review.
But we already had a
But the-
motion on that.
The motion was to let her take them and review them and then come back
Yeah.
at a later date and to accept.
On item,
Still on.
We-
Approve item D,
D,
which is to open.
we're
and
still
review.
on item D.
but Kelton made a motion and Lily spoke to open. Now we're on.
Open and review.
Office and review. That's all it's saying.
Okay.
Just leave it.
Item E, we got to pass on.
Yeah, we already passed on that. Well, it's not awarding, it's just allowing her to.
No, it doesn't say that.
Yeah.
Didn't say that.
It doesn't say that.
We need to skip that
No action.
D is possible.
No action.
Accept or approve.
All right, we'll withdraw action item number E. Item number F, while you're up there, Becky, is, consideration possible approval of employee salary adjustments.
Yes. And, bear with me, because I wasn't here when these others were, brought through. Okay, so I believe that Gene Preston was presented maybe last week or week before.
What was his name?
Buddy Preston, Gene Preston.
Yes, it was.
Okay, well, they gave me another one to bring back, because he is part-time. So the sheriff wanted his pay to be hourly since he's part-time. So it should be $20.37 per hour, which would average out to the $21,130.52. And he would be replacing Paul Morgan. I think when they ran it through last week, they ran it through as just salary.
No, they have an hour number.
It has $19.
Yes, it was not right, it was not correct.
19 is not correct, it's gonna be 2037.
Well, it doesn't, no, I take that back, because she gave me a copy of it, because I knew y'all were gonna ask. I'm like, I want the one from last week. It just says $20,132.52 annually.
We talked about an hour ago.
Yeah, I think he said that.
Well, read the minutes. The minutes from this week, I
So
put the hourly amount on there.
can I just bring this one through then at $20.37 per hour?
2037. It's
Yes,
part
ma'am.
time.
It was 19
It's on the minutes.
and I forget what it was.
He's already on the job this month.
Yes.
Do we approve that yet? Or we got one more?
I got one more. And then the second one is going to be Patrol Sergeant Andre Smoot. He is replacing that corporal position that y'all had approved earlier in Commissioner's Court. The sheriff, we're doing away with the corporal position. It was brought to court earlier. Anyway, his pay will be $3,722.84 per month, which annually is $44,674.08. And it's sergeant.
That's an adjustment from what?
It got promoted to sergeant.
Promoted from corporal to sergeant.
I believe that, and they can help me on this. They did away, he doesn't have a corporal anymore, so he has the two sergeants. And so that's replacing that corporal position,
That's a $200 a month raise.
Yes.
From corporal to sergeant.
That's
the
what
sergeant.
Okay, so that's,
he's promoted from corporal to sergeant.
Yes, that's right.
And that's in the sheriff's normal budget.
Yes. Yeah, the money's there.
Yeah, there's a motion.
That's all I got for employees.
I move we approve the two changes in the sheriff's office.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? All in favor? There you go, man.
And then the jail count, we have 138 inmates, through contract. We are low.
that's supposed to be a good thing.
Huh?
That's supposed to be a good thing,
Yeah.
except for our deal work crews.
It does hurt for
Our deal work crews.
I have lost, so I will approve it.
Larry's got one, we're getting one.
I believe that, they're getting their handgun qualifications this week, so hopefully by the end of the month, we'll have them. We're hoping maybe both of them back out on the road, those positions filled. We're just having a little COVID issues right now in the jail camp, so. All right, thank y'all very much, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Becky. All right, item number 8G is from George, is Commissioner Kelton, consideration of possible approval of action regarding a private line on County Road 496.
This is gonna be a water line. I'm allowed to cut under County Road 495, 455 yards west of line. Actually, near this line to be put into county specifications. So I'll make a motion to approve that.
Thank you.
Private line installation.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the line. Any further discussion? All in favor? Carries. Next is Commissioner Shaw. Consideration of possible approval of consideration of possible approval to declare John Deere 310E backhoe and Covelco 80 CS excavator as surplus. Is that
Well,
correct?
this time,
Oh, he signed that one. I'm sorry.
at the bottom.
Sorry.
Got the John Deere backhoe 310E, which about seen better days. And we got a Covelco excavator, which is in good shape. But, and I make a motion that we, declare those surplus, so I can put them on gov deal to sell.
I'll second.
Thank you, sir.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Carries unanimous. Also, item number 8, I as in Ida, Commissioner Shaw, consideration and possible approval to sell surplus items on gov deal.
I make a motion we, put the items on gov deal.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor? Carries unanimous. And also, item number 8J is in John, Commissioner Shaw, consideration of possible action to purchase a 2007 Case 580 SM backhoe for $33,000.
Okay, we've been looking and trying to find something. This good of my guys have inspected it. And it's a really a nice machine, and it has an extender hole. Therefore, it releases us from the need of the excavator, we're letting it go. So we'll have a two in one out of there. And, I don't know if it's big, but we're probably gonna more than jump over the cost of this with what we sell those others for. So it won't be any great expenditure. The initial cost is $33,000.
Where's it coming from?
Out here, the guy out the lake.
An individual?
Huh?
An individual?
Yeah, well, the company out there, they're gonna,
We're
they've
talking
always
about
told me what they're gonna get.
where the money coming from or where?
No, the machine.
The machine.
Anyway, so.
I suppose the money's coming out of your precinct fund?
Yeah, I've got money to pay for it, and you know, what these will fetch are more than replace that money, so it's gonna.
You make a motion already? I'll second it.
A motion and a second to permit the purchase of the equipment. Any further discussion? All in favor? Carries. And lastly, for Commissioner Shaw, I'm sorry, got one other, but item number 8K is in King, public hearing on possible closure of a portion of County Road 323. So do I need to open a public hearing for you?
Yeah.
All right.
We already jumped through all the hoops, ran it in the paper, sent out the mailings and everything.
Okay, so I'll open a public hearing for consideration of closure of portion of County Road 323. And we're available for comments or questions.
I'll explain a little bit what this road is from 1467 over to County Road 284. And it had been, even in my memory in high school, it wasn't county maintained. It has never been county maintained. And it had a lot of trouble with road hunters. And then when it gets muddy, kids going down there and tearing up stuff. And so all the landowners on there would like to close it, so.
Is that the one I had to call on the other day that we were talking?
Yes.
Okay. So it's off Deacon Springs Road and in that area or somewhere?
Not one that's on east of there. It's across 1467.
Did they have paved roads when you were in high school?
They had wagon tracks.
All right, with no further comments or questions, then I'll declare the public hearing closed. So now item number 8, L as in Lincoln, is Commissioner Saul consideration of possible action regarding closing a portion of County Road 323.
I make a motion, we close that section of County Road for 323. Yes, I've had no negative comments about that. All the mailings we sent out, we never got one.
And the description is,
It's right here, but we'll get the aerials and stuff, you know, whenever we file.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to close this portion. Any further discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. All right, so Larry, want to
Skip and Larry's.
all three of them?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so item number 8, M is in Mary, N is in Nancy, and O is in Ocean, were sponsored by Commissioner Traywick, and he's asked that they be withdrawn. So item number 8, P is in Paul, is also, what was one that, Commissioner Worley, consideration and regarding plumbing issues out at the juvenile center, and they have also asked that it be withdrawn, correct, Stephanie?
Yes, sir.
All right, so item number 7, back up on the agenda, 7 is consideration of payment of new bills as needed. Thank you, Ann.
And I've got some stuff for you in my office. I got some papers for you in my office on my desk.
You're looking at the.
I had it neatly buried.
I'll entertain a motion to pay the bills.
Make a motion to pay the bills as presented by the auditor.
Motion and second, any further discussion? All in favor? Carries unanimously. Last is item number 9 is Commissioner's comments. Don't have anything. Gentlemen? All right, looks like the 17th, next Monday, is a state and federal holiday. We've recognized it also, so do we want to be on the 18th? Is that what we discussed?
Do we need to?
Okay, so Stephanie, you'll call a meeting for the 18th. With no further comments, I'll declare it adjourned. Good meeting.